Somebody told me not to come here and talk about race. I said, why not? I'm gonna talk about race, I'm gonna talk about class, I'm gonna talk about morals, because it's time out from people separating us. In fact, Mr. President, there's a group of us now that are doing something called clergy activists. We've got something called the Souls of Poor People, poor folks, auditing America since the Poor People's Campaign challenge on racism, poverty, militarism, and national morality. We got some of the best economists, best historians, best labor folk, people who are poor, black and white and others at the table. And this audit is going to come out, and then in 2018, which is the 50th anniversary of the Poor People's Campaign that Dr. King never finished, we're going to organize in at least 30 states and in DC our own 100 days of resistance. And we're talking about this time not just going and having rallies outside and going home, but in state houses all over the country where there are anti-union and anti-living wages and anti-voting rights and anti-health care, and in the Capitol, going inside the Capitol. Clergy in clerical attire with poor people and sick people and others, and challenge these legislators right where they are. Love, yes, but with justice. I wonder what that would look like if for 100 days or 7 weeks, say, or maybe 14 weeks, one day out of every week, people marched in those state capitals and in DC every day, sat down and got arrested. I wonder, could we get from tweeting to changing the narrative? Do you realize we had an election and we didn't have 1 hour discussion about labor rights? We didn't have 1 hour debate about poverty. We didn't have 1 hour debate about living wages. We didn't have 1 hour debate about voting rights. Instead, we're talking about tweets and emails and stuff. We've got a moral problem. And so, Brother Leo, Brother Gerard, Mr. President, I came here with a request. I want to ask you to help me, Fred, call a meeting with union and faith leaders and workers and poor folk and see if for a few weeks we can't all come together. We don't have to be together all the time. I understand we got our separate agendas. We got some things we need to do, but it seems to me like we ought to be able to come together. If the people that want to take living wages and the people that want to deny union rights and the people that want to take voting rights and the people that want to stand against gay people and the people that want to take health care, if they're all together, look like we could come together. And perhaps if we come together, maybe only for 7 to 14 weeks, but we could shift the narrative in the 2018 election and the 2020 election. What would it look like? Well, Leo, if you and I are going in to the Capitol and we've got 4 or 5 of your workers of all different colors, and we say no longer we're going to have rallies outside, we're going to sit in Ryan's office. We go into McConnell's office. We're going to challenge them on a common agenda. And what if we didn't just do it one time, but day after day after day? And what if it all happened at the same time of day, on the same day, let's say 11 o'clock?